What's up, everybody? It's your man Barry Bondz, and I am back with another straight no chaser. So look, this is the car edition. As you see, I'm usually either in my car or I'm at my office, and I'm giving you guys some straight no chaser opinions that come straight from me. They are not the opinions of my employer or anyone that I'm affiliated with, but they come from the mind of me. So, some housekeeping rules real quick. I just want to make sure that you guys are at least giving me a like. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and a subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to move this channel upwards to 1,000 subs, and I desperately need your help. I'm trying to achieve this by at least I would say maybe January, February, something like that. I know starting out is always hard because the algorithm has to pick up on your videos, and that takes some work. It takes you to be able to produce more videos. So that's what I'm doing. And for those who are just starting their channels, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me that it's kind of hard, you know, starting a channel and building up and getting the content as well as the proper materials that you need to be able to, you know, have a consistent and credible channel. But hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is this. So we're just going to have at it. But today I am wanting to discuss one thing that has been on my mind lately, and that is right now we are seeing a lot of talk on hip hop and where it's going. And I'm going to give you this. I've been affiliated and worked in the music industry for the past about 17 years, and I would say kind of still counting, because I'm still turning some business in the music industry via the media end of it, where I'm helping artists like yourselves, up and coming artists, to get your profiles together by posting more commercials on your rollouts and helping you to, you know, get to this bag. You know, I know that term is so loosely used, but you know, hey, if it's what you will resonate with, helps you get focused and motivated, then so be it. But let's get to the point. Hip hop music, man, it's becoming something that I don't even recognize anymore. It's becoming something that I don't even like anymore. And that's a sad thing. That's a sad fact. Right now, hip hop is in a stage of what I call the prostitution era. And of course, if you know history, prostitution is pretty much the first profession. And it's been around since the beginning of time. And right now, it's pretty much the only thing that you see in hip hop. Now, hip hop was started back in the 70s by the great Kool Herc, DJ up in the Bronx on Sedgwick Ave, and it's blossomed over time into a multi-billion-dollar industry. And that industry right now is pretty much, in my opinion, the one and only export that the United States is producing. So with that, it's created a lot of millionaires and even some billionaires in the space, like Jay-Z, like Kanye West, like Dr. Dre, like Rihanna, soon to be Puff Daddy. And people are getting paid like never before. So I used to work in the industry directly in the industry. I worked for 3 labels, 2 management companies, and also a partridge in a pear tree. No, I'm just kidding. But I worked in the industry, and you know, it was something that I knew I wanted to do even since I was a teenager. I got in the industry, started interning. I ended up at Bad Boy Entertainment during the time when Puff was coming out with the band, Day 26, Danity Kane, and also his Press Play album. And at that time, man, I'll be honest with you, music was in a good space. It was in a very good space. It was in a transitional space, but it was in a good space because music was, you know, pretty much reflecting a type of lifestyle that, you know, was very responsible, very sophisticated. And I liked it. You know, it was, yeah, I liked it. And now, I mean, it's pretty much morphed into, you know, this whole genre just full of negative and very, you know, harmful messages of drug use and violence. You know, I know that they had violence back then, but, you know, it's just not to the extent that it is today, you know, including the Chicago drill scene, which is now turned into the New York drill scene, where violence is pretty much on the menu every day. And I mean, not just talking about it or rapping about it, but I'm talking about actually getting out here, shooting, killing, and robbing people, you know, and then going back to the studio to make the record about it. So that's pretty much what's, you know, going on, except for this nuance within the past couple of years that we've seen, which is the inception of the prostitution rap. You know, all of these female rappers coming out the woodworks. I'll tell you, there's a lot of very talented female rappers, and you know, a lot of them got a lot to say. Some of them come up with some really, really great records, as well as, you know, their writing is large, for the most part, on point. But it's the imagery. The imagery is what's throwing it off. Now, as a man, me being a married man, I don't want to see my wife walking around wearing very risque clothing. I don't. That wouldn't be something that I would want my wife or a woman that I'm going to be, you know, involved in seriously to do. I just don't want that. And then seeing that pushed on TV every day in these music videos is just so mind-boggling that we've come to this point. And what I mean by, you know, I throw a couple of them out there. Started, I would say, with your Little Kim's back in the late 90s. You know, at that time, for what she's doing and where it is now, I mean, it was a walk in the park. It was very light. But now it's turned into just full-scale prostitution, where you got the emergence of, you know, Megan Thee Stallion. You know, you have City Girls. You have Cash Doll. You have all of these different female rappers that are just, I mean, they just stretching the boundaries, you know, stretching the boundaries. I mean, it seems like nowadays as a female MC or a female rapper, I can't even call them MCs, but a female rapper, you can't come out unless you're half dressed or, you know, dressed very little for that matter, and just pushing the envelopes of sex, you know. Now, a lot would say, well, you can't tell us what to do and police us how to use our bodies, this, that, the other. Okay, cool. You know what? For that fact, I guess America is, you know, the home of free expression and free speech. But you got to understand, with that comes responsibility. With that comes, if you're going to dress that way, then you can't say anything to me if I treat you that way. You can't get mad at me if I address you that way. It's just like if I'm hanging out with 3 or 4 drug dealers and I walk up to them and I just say, yeah, you know, you a straight up drug dealer, man. You out here selling drugs. Then let's be honest. How could they ever get mad at me for just stating the obvious? I don't understand nowadays where we're paying this blind eye to what's going on. It makes no sense. The music has pretty much taken talent out of it, and it's all about the imagery. That's all it's about now. It's all about how bad, you know, your lifestyle is. And I'm putting that lightly. Right now, we are pretty much promoting everything negative about living a productive and moral lifestyle. When a time when we got kids who are coming up And these kids are more, you know, astute and cognizant of what's going on than when I was coming up. They see this image and this is what they want to be. And then we get mad when these kids go out here and commit crimes, or they're having babies left and right out of wedlock. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for us to pay this blind eye to this problem that's going on. It doesn't make sense for us to continuously support this madness. And not only that, we got the LGBT, which is also, you know, pushing their agenda as well with Lil Nas X. Never before have I seen or even imagined that hip hop will come to this. I'm a little scared about what's going to happen to take it up a notch, because it seems every generation takes the shenanigans up a couple of notches. And I believe that if we're on this type of trajectory, that in the next 5 or 10 years, there may be just totally naked and nude pornographic rap videos, you know, by these female rappers that's going to be displaying and showing sex scenes, real life sex scenes. If that's where we're going with it. Right now, I really feel like I don't want my son to listen to no rap music. He came to me the other day and mentioned an artist that will remain nameless. And I told him, I said, son, no, we're not doing that. We're not watching these rap songs. No, I'm not teaching you that. You know, I'm not turning you on to that. And I have to cut off any influences that he has around him that's going to promote that. So this is a thing, man, that we got to get under control, because if we don't, it's going to spiral out of control even more. And we're going to be looking at ourselves like, wow, you know, how did we get here? I tell you, man, I never would imagine in my years that, you know, we will come to this. Hip hop has just become something that I don't really like anymore. I shy away from, and I don't even want to deal with. But the thing is that you have to be the change that you want to be, that you want to see. And being that change, you know, I've started to reach out to certain artists that are displaying, you know, the type of, I guess you would say, artistry that I promote and that I would want to see out there a lot more. There's nothing wrong with changing the narrative, artists. If you're an aspiring artist right now and you're listening to me, it's nothing wrong with changing the narrative. It's nothing wrong with turning into, you know, and becoming an artist that, you know, can be played on radio, you know, at peak hours. There's nothing wrong with being able to be promoted by, you know, mainstream news and mainstream media sources, because you're not totally XX rated. Now, even though they're actually putting all of these, you know, these artists on, you know, TV, like all of these award shows, that's all you see nowadays. The BET Hip Hop Awards was nothing but a slut fest. Slut fest. That's all it was. And then Nas X comes out and he does his whole little thing, and it's just like, ugh, you don't even want to watch it. You don't even want to watch it, man. It's not even must-see TV anymore. It's become something that's very laughable, and it's become something that a lot of people are going to start shying away from. You know, where are the R&B singers? Where are the R&B acts? Where are the love songs? You know, where are the songs that are meaningful and substantive? Where are they? You know, if anybody knows, please put it in the comments, man. But as far as hip hop is concerned, it's a wrap for me. I'm good on it. I really am. Don't want nothing to do with it unless it's one of those artists that are coming out with a message that I feel like I can listen to, promote, and stand behind. Other than that, I have no holler for it at all. And I think that you should probably, you know, maybe check yourself on it, and you probably come to the same conclusion. But that's my opinion on this whole thing right here. Hip hop has just become this whole slut fest, whole prostitution rap. And it needs to stop. We need to put a halt to it. Hopefully we'll be able to do so. Hopefully we'll be able to control this whole genre of music that was once so beautiful, but now is out of control at best. So that's my straight no chaser opinion on this. Please, if you got any opinions, put it down in the comment section. I know I'm on my way to a meeting right now. I just wanted to get at you guys with a quick thought that I had. I'll check in with you later. Please remember, subscribe and then shoot me a like as well. As you always know, my motto is positive minds move forward. I will get at you guys later. All right, peace.